We remember Ted Bundy for his charm, his courtroom antics, his evil. But what if we told this story not from the killer's perspective, but from the women he silenced? This is their story. In this true crime series, we walk through the lives of the women Ted Bundy murdered. Who they were, where they came from, their dreams, their last known moments. We'll trace their disappearances, the failed searches, the red flags missed, and the voices that still echo today. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Serial Crime Chronicles for newcomers to this channel. If you love true stories, this channel was made for you. We post true crime stories they thought they buried every day. If this interests you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you always get the latest content. Your support means a lot. Don't forget to hit the like button. As I've told you before, the like button is a simple gesture for you, but for me it's something huge because it helps YouTube know that people like my content and shows it to more new people. So please don't forget to support me by hitting that like button. Early 1970s. College campuses in the Pacific Northwest buzzed with energy and optimism. Women pursued education, independence, and careers. Among them, Lynda Ann Healy, Susan Rancourt, Brenda Ball, Georgann Hawkins, and many more. Young, bright, alive, they vanished without warning. Seattle, Salt Lake City, Colorado, Idaho. Their stories ended in remote forests, shallow graves, and unmarked remains. But before that, they were daughters, students, sisters, and friends. They laughed, they studied, they dreamed, and then they met a man named Ted. The tragedy wasn't just the murders, it was the world's failure to listen. Police overlooked patterns. Investigations moved slowly. Witnesses saw the same charming man with a sling asking for help. But each time, the women disappeared. The system wasn't built to protect them. The story of Ted Bundy is, above all, the story of women not being believed. In 1974, Lynda Ann Healy disappeared from her basement room in Seattle. A popular college student, she had a job reporting ski conditions for the radio. Her blood was found on her pillow. She never made it to her next broadcast. Soon after, Donna Manson disappeared from Evergreen State College. Then Susan Rancourt, Roberta Parks, and Brenda Ball. One by one, each woman trusted a man who needed help carrying books, unloading a sailboat, or finding his car. Georgann Hawkins was last seen speaking to a man in an alley. She was planning to marry her boyfriend and had finals the next morning. She vanished within feet of her sorority house. Each of these women was smart, independent, and trusting, and each of them was failed by a world that didn't take female fear seriously. As the number of missing women grew, families cried out, flyers were posted, searches were launched. Still, the assumption lingered. Maybe they ran away. Maybe they were reckless. But survivors like Carol Deeronch knew the truth. She escaped Bundy's clutches in Utah after he lured her into his car under the guise of police business. She fought back, got away, and became one of the few living witnesses. Her voice should have ignited a nationwide alarm. Instead, Bundy moved states, and more women vanished. To keep up with this series and even more interesting true crime stories that never came to light until now, hit the red subscribe button. Now back to the story. In Utah, Deborah Kent was last seen leaving a high school play to pick up her brother. She never arrived. Her parents searched parking lots. Bundy had been seen in the building that night. In Colorado, Karen Campbell, a nurse, disappeared from a hotel hallway. Her body was later found in a snowbank. They weren't nameless. They weren't just victims. They were people whose final moments were spent terrified, manipulated, and discarded. In 1977, Bundy escaped custody in Colorado. His jail cell was too lax. He starved himself, lost weight, and slipped through a hole in the ceiling. While free, he struck again. In Florida, at the Chi Omega sorority house, Margaret Bowman and Lisa Levi were bludgeoned in their sleep. Kathy Kleiner and Karen Chandler were brutally attacked. Both survived. Their recovery took years, and their testimony gave voice to the silent. And then came Kimberly Leach, 12 years old, innocent, stolen from her school and discarded like garbage. The media obsessed over Bundy, his smirk, his charm, his courtroom behavior. The women, their hopes, their names, their families were often footnotes. But each time Bundy spoke, the ghosts of his victims pushed back. Each time his face appeared on television, a mother somewhere mourned again. A sister relived the last phone call. A friend remembered a goodbye that never felt final. Let them be heard. Bundy was finally captured. Evidence tied him to the murders. Fibers, bite marks, hairs. Witnesses pointed. Carol Deerange faced him again. Survivors testified. The courtroom buzzed with fascination, not for the women, but for the man who silenced them. He represented himself. He turned the trial into a performance. He proposed marriage to Carol and Boone during testimony. And through it all, the women's names were reduced to exhibits. But in the silence between proceedings, their stories echoed. We'll never know the full number. Bundy confessed to 30 murders, but investigators suspect far more. Some remains were never found. Some identities remain unknown. And still, questions haunt us. Could more lives have been saved if the system moved faster? If women were believed without question? If one more person had trusted their instinct and called the police? On January 24th, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed. Outside the prison, crowds cheered. But for many families, justice felt hollow. The women's lives were cut short, their dreams unfinished. But we say their names now. Lynda, Donna, Susan, Roberta, Brenda, Georgann, Janice, Denise, Deborah, Karen, Julie, Melissa, Margaret, Lisa, Kimberly. They were more than victims. They were humans. They mattered. Let's stop glorifying serial killers. Let's tell the stories of those they took. Let's remember that behind every headline is a person, a voice, a life worth honoring. Drop a comment for the victims. Share their names. And subscribe to the Serial Crime Chronicles for more stories that center the ones we lost, because they deserve to be remembered. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Serial Crime Chronicles, where every crime has a witness, and every truth will be told for more true crime stories. See you in the next episode, and thanks for watching.